Gostkowski now out to kick it away.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
No. 319.
Mike 54.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. 319.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
No. Blue 58.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Here we go.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Man, I got you.
Mike.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14.
Get 300. Get 300.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And Adams has it. Complete. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves them from a 3-and-out. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Coming to you. 30.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Get wide.
26.
Rodgers now on 1st down. He sets to fire deep. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Packers. Devontae Adams, 52 yards, and the Packers have taken the early lead. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Sony Michel, his first carry. Vanderbilt's own Oren Burks had the tackle defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that one.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And boy, down a touchdown already, but they're going to line up to go for it on their side of the field.
Hey, ball 66. Regular.
They do go for it. It's Brady. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface. But I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Dante Hightower coming in for the sack from his linebacker spot. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Go. Check.
Yeah, Liz.
Rodgers now to throw. It's caught outright by Graham. A gain there of 21 yards. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Now Rodgers. And he's got the connection to the tight end, Graham. Touchdown, Packers. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On second down, Michelle. And nothing but daylight ahead. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel. 69 yards. And the Patriots are able to strike quickly for 6. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Rodgers going to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Hey, zoom. Right there. 53.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing now is Rodgers. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. And now Edelman. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 43-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
66. Check 15. Check 15. Alabama.
Here's Brady. He gets it to James White. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Wait, 20.
Let's go, D. Rush in.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. Keeping it on the ground on 1st, Michel. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't...
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Josh Gordon, 36 yards. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. Gostkowski the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. Gostkowski for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
2nd and 6 at the 28-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Hey, 626. 54, Mike. 54. Hey, Echo. 54. 54.
They do go for it. It's Rodgers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Joejuan Williams. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michelle. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Extra point try now for Crosby. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Michelle. Nice stiff arm.
Underused, but still effective.
But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Patriots are able to strike quickly for 6. Gostkowski with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, 5-7.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Brandon, look at the aim. 54 back.
Get him, get him, get him.
Jump out.
On first down, Rodgers. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Rodgers to throw. Going for it all. He hauls it in. Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Crosby connects on the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start the second half with Michel on the ground. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play.
Alpha.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
You got block me. Goal 50. Mike 4-2. Mike 4-2. I'm coming at Hey, Delta. Mike 42.
Brady going to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Second and 11 at the 30-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, Mike. Switch. Hey, exit.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
To throw is Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers have moved out in front. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They begin with Michel on the ground. And an alley to run. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Sony Michel, 75 yards. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Let's go. Let's do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Win 18. Walk 54. Walk 54. Come on, D. Check safety. Hey, 88. Let's go.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 30 yards there. The offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Second and 10 at the Patriots' 34-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
He's not going to get me.
Here's Rodgers. And incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
26. Hey, Charlie.
And the blitz does come. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on fourth and 10.
Hey, orbit. Check, 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 check. 51 the mic, boy, 51. I'm going to be done.
Rodgers going to go on fourth down. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. It's a gain of 13, and how about that? They're able to convert on fourth and 10. Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10.
Over. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Chopper.
They'll try the right side with Jones. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. The corner, Stephon Gilmore on the stop. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
On second down, it's Jones. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6.
Third down and 6.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. Now Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And Adams has it complete. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Packers have moved out in front. Crosby with the extra point. Back now at Lambeau. For the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Brady and the Patriots now first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Brady gives to Michelle. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 29-yard line.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Again, it's Michel. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 11 yards there, first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Smith. Check 42's the mic. Check 42's the mic. Gatto.
Now he'll throw with Brady. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Rashawn Gary picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Brady to throw. To Gordon, out left. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Josh Gordon. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Hey, check 26.
Now it's Rodgers. Looking downfield for Jones. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, 72 yards. And the Packers have moved out in front. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Wait, set. Ready? 6 guys. Check 6 guys. 450.
On 1st down, Michel, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one going the wrong direction. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run on first down. Michelle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
First down, New England.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run it. This is Michelle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
They'll run with Michelle. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
The point after try for Gostkowski. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Break it. 319. Bandit. Bandit.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The 20. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown late in the game. They look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mike, Mike 20. Check, Mike 42. Hey, 166.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And an alley to run. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They stay on the ground. This time it's Michelle. That one good for 13 and a New England first down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, New England.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On on the ground. This is Michel. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they'll get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.